Welcome back to the Daily Factor. It is time for your market updates. And we, of course, cross over to Herenya Capital Advisors Portfolio Manager, PETRI Redelingshuys, who will give us our daily market updates. PETRI, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. I leave it up to you.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you for having me. And today, finally, some green. Hey, I mean, we expected this week to do pretty well, given the tremendous performance we see from markets. I shouldn't use tremendous. I mean, Trump used it once or twice, so maybe I shouldn't shouldn't use that word as much. Anyway, we had a great performance from the US markets on Friday, and then unfortunately, no follow through for us. Come Monday. But today it seems that markets are bouncing back with a vengeance, which is fantastic. Top 40 index up 1.8%, which is great. Resource 20 index up 3.1%. Thank you very much for coming. Industrial 25 index 1.1% higher. Financial 15 index up 0.9%. The precious metals and mining index also up 3.1%. The platinum miners are doing very, very well indeed. And the retail index also, or JSE retailers index up just exactly, well, just around 2%. So a good day, it seems. Our markets are bouncing back relatively hard. And yesterday's session in the US was actually very confusing. Actually, at one point, the US market was down sort of around the 2% mark, but it ended up only being down 0.2% or 0.1% in the end. So we bounced back really, really strongly in the end. And that sort of positivity, I guess, that the market ended with yesterday seems to be following through today. So in the US, we'll start there. S&P 500 currently up 0.1% or 0.2%. Dow Jones Industrial Average is flat to slightly positive. The NASDAQ, again, positive 0.4%. And then the broader Russell 2000 index not positive, though. That is still down 0.8%. In the European area, the FTSE 100 index is up 0.5%, while the German market DAX index 1.1% higher, and the French market adds 0.1% to its CAC 40 index as well. If we move over to commodities, gold price is on the up again, 0.5% higher, trading currently at $1,803.60 a fine ounce. Platinum price trading at $1,087.50 a fine ounce, which is around 0.3% up. Palladium also up around 2%. So those precious metals really doing very well. Copper also interestingly up 1.5%. So after a bumpy start, the return of the commodity rally, it seems, is on the cards for the rest of the week. Time will tell, though. Energy prices, Brent crude oil down around 1% in London, trading at $73.78. I think that hangover from the failure to reach an agreement at the OPEC Plus meeting still lingering at this stage. So $73.75 a barrel of oil as it trades in London, which is 1.1% lower. West Texas Intermediate crude oil in the US, of course, 1.5% down. Now, yesterday it didn't fall as hard as Brent, so it seems to be catching up a little today. So that's 1.5% down, trading at $72.33 in Chicago. On the currency front, the Rand is a little bit stronger today, believe it or not, 14.35 to the US dollar at this stage, which is around 0.1% stronger. It's about 1/3% stronger versus the euro at 16.93 and 1/4% stronger versus the pound at 19.79. And then the cryptocurrency space, for those that follow, I mean, it's been really kind of almost 6 or so weeks of just going sideways. And even though it's been volatile up and down, we're still trading just below $35,000 a coin at this stage. So that is positive for the day, about 1.5% up, but nothing yet to write home about.
PETRI, Statistics South Africa, as they do every 3 months, they release their quarterly employment statistics. The number is on an average of 23,000 Rand per month. That is what an average South African earner has at this very moment. Would you be happy with 23,000 Rand, PETRI?
I'm not going to answer that question. What is interesting is a similar thing that we're seeing happening here is what happened with the labor numbers and the sort of stats that we saw out of the US, is that there are fewer people employed, but on average, they're earning more money. So I think the average is up by something like 786 Rand a month or something, which isn't much, but it is still up. So the average earnings is up, but the number of people employed is down. So thank you very much to COVID for that, because obviously it's cost us a lot of jobs, and those that have retained their jobs are are fortunate enough to be earning a bit more. I think, one of the major things there, another interesting thing that came out of that is also that generally people with higher incomes, so the average person earns like 60,000 Rand a month. During COVID, a lot of things happened and maybe their income dropped to 40,000, which, is still way above the average and is still a very good income. But if your expenses are 55 and you're used to earning 60, then suddenly you find yourself in a lot of trouble when you only bank 40, right? So yeah, it's a very interesting exercise, and I think, or a very interesting sort of stat, I guess. And I think what's important for us to remember is that how much we earn is not necessarily as important as how much we spend, right? We have to contain spending and spend less than we earn. It's the only way to build wealth.
PETRI Redelighuy's Arena Capital Advisors Portfolio Manager. We say thank you so much. We'll see you again, same time, same place tomorrow.
Thank you.
Well, there we go. And Statistics South Africa releasing that employment quarterly statistics, 23,000 Rand. That's the average salary that a South African earns, a working South African earns, who contributes to the South African Revenue Service. So, well, you make up your mind whether you believe 23,000 Rand is enough for you in an economy today which is trying to recover, but with level 4 lockdown regulations, it's more of a case of 10 steps forward, 100 steps back.